Prison Break at the beginning of the movie is a really important scene for a number of reasons. One is that it sets up the threat of our big villain, Boris the Animal.
Well, well, Boris the Animal has a visitor.
You know, when you open up into it, you don't know where you are except that you're in some sort of prison. And so as the sequence builds, it kind of becomes bigger and bigger. You realize these are really long hallways and there's more room to make this thing feel gigantic.
The set piece that they built was 2 sections tall, but needed to be 6. So we had to do a lot of set extensions work. And then also for the length of it, really only went just a couple cells, so we would have to extend that digitally as well.
My character in the movie is coming to help Boris escape, and I do that bringing in a cake. Just an innocent little homemade baked cake.
Would you mind cutting this out for us? It's a special day.
We got to make it out of a springed silicone unit that was then glazed with real cake frosting and decorated, so it sort of jiggled a little bit.
Oh, I wouldn't do that.
Why is that?
It'll ruin your figure.
Hidden inside the cake is this alien. It's called the Weasel.
What was fun about that sequence is it's such a bizarre creature and what it's doing. Spencer Cook, our animation director, had a lot of fun with how we designed that creature and what we were doing with it. And there's a series of shots through the movie where it's played in a bizarre way a little bit for laughs. Like when he rubs almost like a cat on Boris's face.
Even down to the detail of the little highlight in the weasel's eye, just to give him a little personality. I mean, there's a moment where Spencer kind of animated the weasel looking right up and making contact with Boris.
It's thinking about what it's doing, but it's looking to him for approval. I don't know like how it fits into his biology, and who knows what it is, but it's a cool creature.
Rick Baker designed the weasel. He actually delivered a digital file for the digital guys to build their character from. We also had a practical one, that we had on set, so that would help those match up.
The lunar prison was really fun for us too because we got to design and make all the weapons. So we made assault rifles and submachine guns and handguns. There's really a lot of eye candy in this movie.
I'm so excited because earlier I got to see my rocket launcher. I've been waiting to hold that thing for weeks. It's pretty intense. It all starts out with Betty Crocker, then cut to me with the rocket launcher.
The other aspect of the Prison Break sequence, which was a fun challenge and allowed us in animation to use some different tools, was the scene when Boris shoots the hole in the wall. And the original idea for that was to do it with stunts, but it just didn't look right. So what we started thinking about was we could animate all these guys. And so we sort of sculpted the forces to have them fall through that hole.
They put me on this harness, and they have to repel me backwards at like 50 miles an hour. Go! I'll wait for you! Doing all my own stunts. But I think they do have a stunt girl to do like the extra intense stuff.
The other big aspect of that sequence was Boris escaping. It's one long shot. The real actor, Jermaine Clement, he becomes a digital character, and it's on the moon, low gravity, so it's much more floaty and much more smooth, which is what we try to avoid in digital animation. We don't want it floaty and smooth.
Let's rewrite history, shall we, Kay?
The problem is on the stage in New York, they could only pull the camera back like 30 feet or so. The camera move in the actual shot, though, travels from the moon surface until we hit the planet Earth. So we had to take Jermaine, kind of come up with the digital equivalent in the computer of his representation, exactly what the physical camera had done, and then extend that off digitally.
It's really a cool, exciting, but very Men in Black way to start the movie. Barry has very unique beginnings to his films, and this is definitely one of them.